Hello, Internet. This is BoneCarlos coming to you live from Ohana, bringing another StarCraft 2 commentary. These opponents are going to be ShadowSlayer spawning as the Red Protoss. His opponent is going to be WhiteAegis, or Aegeus, or Aegis, or Aegis, spawning as the green version of the Terrace players. My co-caster is going to be Big and Scary. Big ol' shout out. Applaud to him. Subscribe. I dare you. I command you. Do it. Dude, how you doing?
I'm living large. Life on the edge. Just, I love this map. Ohana is a beautiful place, and I'm enjoying the sunny breeze and the some sort of exotic drink on the beach.
Dude, are you really on Ohana right now?
Absolutely, yeah.
Dude, where are you? What side of the map?
The lag is incredible. Bottom left, right by in between the two boulders, underneath the tree. You can't see me because of the angle, but I'm underneath the tree.
Oh, I see you. I see you. No, I see you. You're right there, dude.
Yep.
Oh, dude, man, what's the temperature like right now?
It's a balmy 980 degrees. It's a different temperature.
How's that a different temperature? Even though it's degrees, or if it's Fahrenheit or Celsius, you're still dead. You're human.
Well, it's Ohana. It's not Fahrenheit or Celsius. It's Ohana degrees. And
oh, it's Ohana degrees. So convert that to
exactly.
Fahrenheit degrees, sir.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. It's totally different language.
So a balmy 87.
Yeah, I mean it feels comfortable.
Oh, so but you're not dead.
No, yeah, that would be the main difference between, you know, whatever number I gave us initially and a number in Fahrenheit. I am not dead.
You're up into the 900s, but still, so you're not dead. Balmy 87 degrees at Ohana current temperature with partly cloudy skies with a 17 mile per hour high gust winds coming in from the south corner of the map. Yes, I can do weather forecasts if I so choose.
It's always partly cloudy. Have you noticed that? It's always partly cloudy.
I'm just being awkward for you.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, you know what's not awkward is WhiteAegis. His build order right now. He's got that single barracks being built with the single refinery. Very basic opening, very common. I'm expecting either an add-on from the barracks or an expansion out of White, just so that you can take advantage of the large rush distance between the two only spawn points.
And speaking, I'm glad you pointed out, because I'm sure you did that consciously. Standard opening for the drinking game at home. A standard opening is one drink. You and I drink.
Done. And you can tell that while we're taking that drink, that factory has gone down. The second refinery too. Looks like it's going to be either a Hellion Harass opening or something far more destructive, maybe a Starport Banshee Harass. So those can be rather powerful with a map this size. I'd also like to direct your attention over to ShadowSlayer's base, where the Stalker has scored a kill on one of the scouting SCVs, and if I'm not mistaken, that is a drink.
That's true, sir. Oh my god. Damn. For those of you,
now, what is your opinion on the current build that White has going on right now? The factory that's cranking out the Hellion, it's not making an add-on for the starport that's being built just to the north. It's throwing down a tech lab just now. But do you feel like that's going to bite into the time? I feel like the starport's going to be wasting a little bit of time while it's waiting for that tech lab to be built.
No, definitely. As soon as you said that the refinery was down, yes, the first refinery went down around the same time, but the second refinery was a little bit late, meaning that the gas is a little bit late, meaning that tech lab was late on that factory, meaning that it just snowballed. Yes, as soon as the second refinery went up, I knew there was going to be any kind of heavy Hellion aggression. I knew that it was going for Cloaked Banshee, but I knew it was going to be a little bit late, just a scotch, and that's exactly what's going on right now. Generally, at this point, Cloaked would be about 50% done. The first Banshee would be popping out at this moment at 637. But you know what? Given the level of these two players, it's a-okay, especially since ShadowSlayer is just barely getting up his second gateway with his expansion about done in about 10 seconds or less.
Yeah, this is a very delicate time for ShadowSlayer. He doesn't want to spread himself too thin, but he also wants to capitalize on the economic advantage he can gain by taking that early expo. The limiting factor is really the amount of anti-air that he can have out on the field. It looks like he's got that Dark Shrine.
That Dark Shrine is up, and right now I will give the favor to ShadowSlayer, but the fact that Cloak Banshees aren't into play, it is anyone's game. It all depends on who decides to do what at this moment. Cloak Banshees are coming up. A Raven is going up for detection. These Marines will be able to take care of a couple of Dark Templar. One goes down, but right now it is Cloak Banshees up against Dark Templar with a single Raven to spot. But no spawning for ShadowSlayer for those Cloak Banshees.
Yeah, you can see that there's 11 workers killed currently in ShadowSlayer's favor. But as that Banshee goes to work on the mineral line, I'm expecting to see some of that worker count even up. Unfortunately, White was unable to correctly micro and pay attention to his Banshee, and it fell pretty quickly to those stalkers. Just enough anti-air in the home base really prevented any equalizing damage from the Banshee being done.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that Banshee went down without even a cloak going up. Now, I mean, looking at the units lost tab, we see 6 units lost for the Protoss player, 900 resources, whereas for the Terran it's 23 to 1400. So definitely ShadowSlayer has that advantage. And
well, if you want a clear picture of the advantage, check out the economic tab. 42 harvesters to 17. I mean, what a ridiculous advantage that ShadowSlayer has currently. He's going to be able to outproduce his opponent in every step of the game. Upgrades, tech, and units.
But ShadowSlayer was supply blocked, and that is 1 drink, sir.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How embarrassing.
Yeah, it's embarrassing for both. Wow.
ShadowSlayer, you got to get your act together, because I'm running out of drink in my glass. And if you keep that up, it's going to be bad. 2 pylons on the way, though, so he should be able to maintain his supply block as White moves in with another Banshee, trying to score some successful hits on the expo.
Yeah, and definitely it will score some successful hits. It finally does manage to cloak up, safe for the time being, until that robotics really produces that observer. It is being chrono boosted out. It is out on the field. It is going to spot that Banshee. It is already down to 110 health, so it all depends on ShadowSlayer to bring it down completely. And right now ShadowSlayer is just trying to buy himself time, just trying to crawl himself back into the game.
Yeah, it's surprising how long he's made that Banshee last, even though it's been spotted by that observer. ShadowSlayer's stalkers haven't been able to engage directly in that Banshee, and that shows you that this is something that WhiteAegis has been able to practice. He's used to those Banshees. He knows the ranges that the Banshee is most successful at, and he's familiar with the fact that he's done enough damage with that harassment that he can move out and take his expansion, because I don't feel like ShadowSlayer is in a strong enough lead to push out and take down that expansion with the build that he currently has out on the field.
Well, at the moment, yes, currently he doesn't have the lead, but look at the harvest count, 49 going up to 50 compared to 26 for WhiteAegis. Those 4 warp gates just finished up. So ShadowSlayer at the time right now could just steamroll WhiteAegis into his opponent's natural expansion. I mean, looking at the army of WhiteAegis, he has 4 Marines just hanging out. He has a bunker, not even anything compacted into it. He has Siege Tank, no siege mode, a single Hellion, a single Raven. And if anything I could glean from this build order of WhiteAegis, I would say compact your build order. Don't spread yourself too far out. Either go mech, either go bio, or either go air.
Yes, and with that air, the 2 Banshees did make it to the expo. They've actually evened up the workers killed tab. Unfortunately, the damage has already been done. The lead that Shadow has in the harvester count is so insurmountable. The deficit that White has to overcome in order to get back into this game is so large that those Banshees have to do just an incredible amount of damage, and Shadow is playing it rather defensively. He's warping in more stalkers. He's kind of adjusting his build. Oh no! 107 over 108.
108 to 108. Man, I am on top of that at the moment. I'm just getting excuses to drink.
Yeah, and that's fair. And you know what? That's why we're doing this. Really, it's just to feed the addiction rather more than about StarCraft. It's all secondary.
And speaking of secondary, I would also like to point out that this quote unquote tournament is just for fun. We have bronze going up against masters. We have diamonds going up against grandmasters. I don't even know. There's no grandmasters in this game. There was one grandmasters on Game Facts, but he went into something besides StarCraft 2, so he's no longer playing.
Is that LOL? What are you going to?
I might be mistaken, but I do believe he went into schooling.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no, good for him. He recognized that he did his own thing if that's the case. But this is all for fun. We're just having fun. And as you can tell from this cast, we are having fun. We're having a drinking game. The rules are going to be posted down in the description. And this is going to go ahead and be a growing drinking game. So rules are going to be determined as they come out with a huge engagement from ShadowSlayer. WhiteAegis point defenders are going to be going good. Put down. Charge lots are going to go ahead and charge down with High Templar Psionic Storm. There is not enough for WhiteAegis to be able to pick off. Sea Shanks go down. Cloak does go down on the Banshees. Observer there to observe. Nothing for WhiteAegis.
The Banshees could have done so much damage. The Sea Shanks could have done so much damage. There just wasn't enough meat in between the units to prevent the anti-air from the Stalkers to take out those Banshees, and to prevent the charge lots from closing the distance between the siege tanks. Not enough supporting units for WhiteAegis, just so that he could actually use his units to the maximum of his abilities, and that's because he was put in such a deficit early on. He didn't have the infrastructure to support his high-tech units. He only had three bunkers or 3 barracks, building the 3rd just now. That's not enough to defend those siege tanks. That's not enough to protect the Banshees, and I think that's why he lost. Is he just was put in an impossible situation. I feel like he responded well, but in the end, it wasn't enough.
Yeah, no, and that was from the early worker killed count that happened early game. Yeah, once you just lose so much in the early game, it directly translates to the mid, to the late game, and that's what happened in this battle. You're definitely right, he didn't have the meat shield, but that was because of the early economic damage that he lost from the entire game. So that was it for this match. I hope you guys enjoyed. I believe this was a round 1 game, correct?
Yes, round 1, so that's best of 1, which means that Protoss moves on, and White is unfortunately knocked down to the loser bracket. Nothing to be ashamed of there. There's absolutely incredible players down there too, and I expect we're going to see another great game from WhiteAegis in short order.
Definitely. So that was it. If you guys have anything, if I could do anything that make these more enjoyable for you, or if anything that I Big and Scary should do that could be more enjoyable for you, let us know down below, or just anything at all. I'm out of here. Later, guys.